Welcome to EGF Academy. I am Dr. Geetanjali.
Today's topic is National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary. These are methods of in situ conservation. In situ conservation, biosphere reserves are made: national park, wildlife sanctuaries, reserve forest, protected forest, natural reserves. These are all areas of forest, and government gives these areas different conservation status. Suppose government declares this area as a national park, it will restrict human activities in that area so that wild species can survive here. Currently in India, there are 18 biosphere reserves, 106 national park, 565 wildlife sanctuaries. Now, national parks. This is the area which has ecological significance or geomorphological significance, or it can be naturally significant with rich fauna and flora. Animal diversity or plant diversity can be higher, and there might be some species which requires conservation. So the wildlife and its environment is protected here. Now, in a national park, the entire ecosystem is conserved. It means if there is a forest area and it has been declared as a national park, then all the species present here are protected. As compared to this, in wildlife sanctuary, what is done there? Suppose this is a forest area and there is a specific species. For example, elephant species is there. So in wildlife sanctuaries, only elephant species will be conserved. So wildlife sanctuaries are species specific. But in a national park, the entire ecosystem is conserved. So suppose this is a forest and the area in the forest is defined as a national park, that this specific area is a national park. Now in that particular area, many restrictions are imposed and all the species are protected. National parks are under IUCN category 2. Here you can see different categories of IUCN. Here in category 2, national park has been kept. Now what is allowed and what is not allowed inside a national park? No human activity is allowed here. Grazing cannot be done. Hunting, forestry, cultivation, any agricultural cultivation cannot be done here. Private property rights are not allowed. So therefore, if government declares any area as a national park, the people who are already living there, the government tries to relocate these people outside of the national park. Because if people live there, there will be some interference. So no human activity is allowed, except that the chief wildlife warden of the state can give permission for any activity. Otherwise, there cannot be any human activity. In Indian Wildlife Protection Act, there are 6 schedules and different animals are placed under these 6 schedules. Those animals cannot be hunted in a national park, neither they can be captured. No human is allowed to destroy any wild plants and animals, neither they are allowed to destroy the habitat. Now, declaration of national park. How national parks are declared? Our first national park was declared in 1936 by the name of Hale National Park. Now it is called Jim Corbett National Park, located in Uttarakhand. This is the location of this national park. National park can be declared by both the central government as well as the state government. If central government wants to declare any area as a national park, then it can do it through a notification. But suppose this is Jim Corbett National Park and this area has been declared as a national park. Now its boundaries has to be changed. This was the earlier boundary. Now government wants to reduce it. So for that, government has to pass a resolution from the state legislature. Then only the boundaries of the national park can be altered. National park cannot be downgraded. It means that national park cannot be declared as a wildlife sanctuary because this action reduces the protection status of the national park. In wildlife sanctuaries, hunting, grazing, all this is allowed. Hence, the protection gets reduced. So it cannot be done. There are 106 national parks currently in India. Let's see some of the important national parks. In this map, you can see Hemis National Park. It is located at high altitude, Great Himalayas in Himachal, Jim Corbett National Park, and Valley of Flowers in Uttarakhand. In Rajasthan, there is Sariska, Ranthambore, Desert National Park, Dudhwa National Park in UP. Total national parks are 106. In this map, only important national parks are given. In MP, there is Shivpuri, Bandhavgarh, Kanha, Pech, Vanvihar, Satpura. Gir National Park in Gujarat, also Run of Kutch. Here in Maharashtra, there is Tadoba, Sanjay Gandhi, Nagarhole, then Bandipur and Silent Valley in Karnataka. Now next is Wildlife Sanctuary. Wildlife Sanctuary is also notified by the state government. Any area which has some ecological significance, important fauna species, important plant species, or any geomorphological significance or natural significance, then such areas are declared as wildlife sanctuary by the state government so that they can be protected. and important species present here can be protected. Wildlife sanctuary is placed under IUCN category number 4. This is category 4, Habitat Species Management Area. This is wildlife sanctuary. National park has been placed under category number 2. Wildlife sanctuaries are home to various endangered species. Now, what activities are allowed here and what are not? Some activities are permitted here. For example, grazing of animals is permitted. Firewood collection by the tribals is allowed, but it is strictly regulated. It means if people are allowed to collect firewood, they cannot overexploit it. Human settlement is not allowed. No one from outside area can go and settle in a wildlife sanctuary. Only the tribals who have been living here for a long time, only they are allowed to live there. But government tries to relocate them outside of the wildlife sanctuary. Wildlife sanctuary can be promoted to national park so that its protection level can be increased. Currently, there are 565 wildlife sanctuaries. So the difference between national park and wildlife sanctuary lies in the right of people. It means people don't have rights inside a national park, but inside a wildlife sanctuary, they have been given rights up to some extent. Subscribe for more informational videos. You can join our affordable courses for NEET, NET JRF, and UPSC. Registration link is given in the description box.